Steve Alcorn's a fine investigator.
Oh, fuck off.
This is the Fortean Slip with your host, Chris York.
I don't need porn, Chris. I have a good woman.
Listen, I have a good woman. I still watch porn.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
You are the top shit in Bigfootery if you get the invitation.
Oh, are you?
I've gotten the invitation 2 years in a row now, Chris.
Wow, not me.
And sometimes special guest, Matt Knapp.
It's part of growing older, you know? Maturing. Makes me more dignified and stuff.
Okay, George Washington.
I opted for the,
Is that what meth addicts say? That make me more dignified.
Taking on all things strange since 2013.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what the hell.
Are you saying that he's pregnant?
Possibly.
Was he implanted by one of these teenage aliens?
Didn't it happen to Arnold?
This device, which comes as part of Nintendo's Quality of Life initiative, is
going to have kids running around banging their heads off bricks.
Yeah.
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge.
Good evening, and welcome to the Fortean Slip. We've been on hiatus. Well, kinda. Maybe. Not really. We did a show. Some dumb asshole ate a fucking pot brownie and forgot to hit the record button. So, there was 50 minutes of something that went somewhere and didn't get captured by anything.
It's our best show ever, too.
I don't know that it was the best show ever.
It was. Because it didn't exist.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes that happens.
I wasn't on it, you pricks.
Joining us tonight, especially after his bout with tuberculosis this morning, Matt Knapp.
Coming straight out of Quaaludes.
Yeah, no, you can't tell I didn't watch fucking Straight Outta Compton at some point.
Not at all.
What young white male didn't have that fucking album?
That was the actual turning point for society.
You think, what happened?
Whenever white people started listening to rap music.
Oh, they fucking went crazy.
Oh, my white friends had it.
I didn't know a fucking kid in my neighborhood in southern Maine that did not have a copy of either NWA or
Public Enemy.
or Eazy-E. And Public Enemy. Yeah, Public Enemy was huge. But yeah, and I thought that was kind of I'd put a little twist on it there, but
That's nice.
yeah, we did a whole show about probably 2 weeks ago, and I've been taking care of my old man, which has been just not a whole shitload of fun. Like, I'm staying at their house and taking care of him because he had some health problems, and you know, it is what it is. But so I only come home on the weekends, and then one weekend, Steve and I tried to record this shit. It, you know, like I said, some dumb asshole, I won't mention any names, could have been me, ate a pot brownie, and said episode is...
It was obviously Steve that ate the pot brownie.
It may...
Of course it was.
It may
Let's
have
not
been.
beat around the bush about it.
What I would rather eat a pot spam. I wonder how that would do.
What?
God, disgusting.
You just
that's
fucking,
gotta
take
be...
some spam and,
spread
some
You
pot
know, they
butter
put
on
it
it?
in brownies so it tastes better.
I'm not a big fan of brownies.
This guy loves spam, hates brownies.
Yeah.
Well...
Here's cryptids.
Yeah.
He has a trained ear. He could like fucking pick out cryptids like some musicians can tune their fucking instrument by ear.
It's a good thing he wasn't around during the Red Scare. This guy's a commie.
Yeah, no shit, right? Steve, did you ever take acid? No, but I swear I saw that fucking thing jump across the road.
I heard it, I tell you.
Maybe I'm one of those experiments, that the government did.
So they slipped it into a can of Spam and didn't tell you?
Right. I don't know, but I'm guessing because, there's some crazy shit going on in my head.
No.
30 cows.
Really?
30 cows were in a field and 28 chickens. How many didn't?
I didn't
Middle of the day.
I didn't hear a word you just said.
30 cows are in a field and 28 chickens. How many didn't?
I don't know.
I am far too many bong hits in for this fucking question right now.
I don't. I was going to say me too, but obviously that's a lie.
Yeah.
But I have no clue what the fuck he's talking about.
Listeners, feel free to leave a comment with the answer.
That's right. See,
And you get nothing.
you just made you made the show interactive.
I did.
Look at you.
I was going to say, and we'll say your name on air, but we'll forget by then, so you won't get shit for it. But congratulations anyway.
All right, so this is episode 88 of the Fortean Slip. This is the Steve and I are going to power through doing the H.H. Holmes episode again. I'm going to title this one I stayed at a hotel in Chicago and it was a gas episode.
Slightly better than the title I gave it last time.
Slightly better. But I wanted to start off the show, get it out of the way kind of without, so I don't forget about it really. So I don't get like to the end of the show, already fucking hit the end of the record and be like, fuck! Get the ranting of a schizophrenic Brit out of the way for the week. And you did not get to hear this the first time around, Matt.
No, I didn't.
So, not a, what will I say? Not a Dr. Johnson rant by any stretch of the imagination, but still okay. And here we are. We're going to do it how we did it before, Matt, where we listen to it live.
Right.
And, feel free to comment as we go. I'm not going to bother to stop it. We're just going to make it a clusterfuck because, hey, it works.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
I give you Richard Allen. Oh, excuse me. Sir Richard Allen.
Sir Richard.
Address him properly.
Today I thought I'd direct my unending anger towards another righteous fucktard of the Bigfoot community, the stuttering stallion himself, Mr. Kelly Shaw. I'll give you guys a moment to Google who he is. Great. 5 months ago, a Bigfoot-themed podcast did an interview with the members of the Bluff Creek Project, which includes Stephen Struford. Kelly Shaw is not a big fan of Stephen, and that's cool. Stephen and the rest of us in the coalition all took great pleasure.
There's a lot of other people who aren't either.
Kelly Shaw's so-called
The coalition of anti-Kelly Shaw people.
Mr. Shaw was obviously not a fan of this and proceeded to call us a cancerous blight on Bigfooting, which was really, really nice of him, and I hope you all join me in wishing the man nothing but health in his life. Since that time, and bear in mind that this was fucking 5 months ago, he's still fucking talking about it and misquoting them. He says dumb shit like, oh, they're going to take that money and hand it off to a third party. They obviously can't research for themselves. And most damning of all, makes a fucking 40-minute podcast about why Bluff Creek is tapped out as a research area and useless. 5 months. I don't even know what the reasons behind this are. Jealousy? Because his research isn't really going anywhere and the Bluff Creek Project is a fairly decent idea. You know, it's important for wildlife conservation. But I don't know. Whatever. As always, I am prepared to back up my claims with evidence. So I give you the very 5 good reasons Kelly Shaw is a cunt. Numero uno, his main beef with the Bluff Creek Project is that they're leeching off the fame of the Patterson-Gimlin film site, which may be true to a certain extent, but that's proper bullshit coming from a man who visits historical sites and recounts the famous sightings that happened there. Can anyone say hypocrite? Number 2, he's a fucking liar. He repeatedly attacked the project, trying to say they were handing off his money he donated to a third party. Fair enough, champ, except for the fact you didn't give them any money, asswipe. They can fucking check to see who donated, you moron. Are you that far removed from reality? You forgot this simple, basic fact. Number 3, and now I've warmed up, I'm really ready to let loose. He's another one of these bloody cunts that refers to themselves as an expert. We've all got top secret locations across the country. We know what we're talking about. We get sightings and evidence all the time. Well, I must have missed the fucking evidence, you cretin. Did I miss the news report on iFucking-TV where they announced Bigfoot is real? There are no experts in a field without a living specimen. You would know this if you weren't an idiotic smack-for-brains twat. Number 4. This is deeply immature of me, but it needs to be said. Write your fucking video down and rehearse them ahead of time. We don't want to listen to Kelly, sure, it's fucking irritating. That being said, my final reason is irrefutable. If you want to be taken seriously as a fucking Bigfoot researcher, it's quite simple, Kelly. Stop posting pictures of fucking tree stumps and saying dumb shit like they look like a real person. Because you know what happens, don't you? You say it looks like a real person, and the community says no, it's a fucking tree stump, you utter smackhead! Take that with a pinch of salt and a fucking dose of cyanide!
Okay, it's still, by the way, still a good fucking rant, but my good man, Sir Richard.
Was he recording it in a fucking library?
That's what I fucking was gonna go with it.
Like the most controlled loser rant I've ever heard.
I was like, is mom and dad in the other fucking room?
He has a built-in compressor. Like...
I am Kelly.
You know, it's kind of funny because since the day that you told me that there was actually a fan of the show,
believe it or not,
I've kind of become obsessed myself with Sir Richard Allen. And now the roles are kind of reversed. I think I'm his biggest fan.
No, that can't be true, man. I read every blog the guy writes. I find them quite normal, actually.
I'm pretty sure, like, he is the Bobo to the Opie and Anthony show of this show. Like, at some point, it's gonna go to deranged. Like with Bobo on Opie and Anthony, there was never any moment where he was like really just a cool guy, but like Richard is starting out like really cool, and I think he's gonna turn at some point.
At some point you're gonna like go out to check the fucking mail and he's going, "Hello Chris, I got my passport."
Could I have a spot of tea?
Yeah, like, dude, what's the hatchet for?
Yeah, no shit, right? Why are you wearing a fucking bunny costume? Oh, fuck. But yeah, so there is your ranting for the week. Take it with a pinch of fucking salt. And on to H.H. Holmes. If any of you have not heard about this gentleman, commonly referred to as America's first serial killer, just fascinating. If you're into the warped and disturbed mind of the I don't know what is it? Psychotic. Is that the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Man. He took it to a whole new level, is all I know.
Yeah, that shit fascinates me on a really deep level because I don't understand how these people can go beyond and do, like, I can understand being a parent, you know, having a family, like if something threatened that, yeah, I'd want to kill a motherfucker. But just on an everyday basis, do I want to fucking go out and be like just murdering fucking people for no reason whatsoever, which is what these people do, but they have this desire to do it. They enjoy it. They get off on it to some degree. I can't fathom it, and that's why it fascinates me. But I checked out this documentary on Netflix. I believe it's called H.H. Holmes, America's First Serial Killer. I believe.
Something of that nature.
Yeah. It's on Netflix. Look it up. H.H. Holmes. You'll fucking find it, I'm sure. But anyway, and I think it's around an hour long. But I watched through this thing about this guy and what he did and how he, became the man that he became. And he grew up in New Hampshire, which is right next door to me. I can't remember the name of the town that he grew up in, but he was originally named Herman Webster Mudgett. And he hated that fucking name, I guess, so he changed it around. He became H.H. Holmes or Henry Howard, fucking something Holmes or some shit like that. He had a few different names, but most commonly known as H.H. Holmes. And he went to college, actually finished college, which I guess they said was an oddity for a serial killer, for them to actually finish school like that. Because they usually realize how well they can play people and they just don't bother with it. But
I mean, you don't need a college education to fucking, kill people and all.
Right, but he liked experimenting on the cadavers and shit and fucking with the dead bodies. Right. So I think that kept him fascinated and kept him intrigued with it. But then he moves out to, I believe it's Chicago. And Steve, my audio is bleeding over onto your fucking headphones.
Yeah, I had to switch headphones because my other ones weren't working. I will try to turn it down some.
But so he goes to Chicago and builds this. They called it the Castle. Oh, well, he originally started working at this drugstore with this couple that owned the drugstore, and they signed the drugstore over to him or sold it to him, quote unquote, and then they mysteriously died. And he took control of this fucking drugstore, used the fucking the profits from that, and wound up starting to build this, what the people in the area called it the Castle. And it was just a big building. But you can look, if you look up H.H. Holmes, there's the pictures of that thing. It's gone now. But it was massive for its day, for its time. And he designed the whole thing. He was the architect. He would hire and fire builders constantly, not pay them. And that's one way he got out of not paying them. He was fucking awesome about fucking people over with credit. Like, this guy would just get shit on credit and just not pay it. He had a safe delivered and installed in the fucking one of the lower floors of this building, and then built everything around it, and then refused to pay for it. And when they fucking told him that they wanted it back, they were coming to take it, he said, "You take it out of this building and you damage anything and I'll sue you." And they fucking let him keep it.
Got the safe for free.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
So but he designed this whole fucking thing, made it like a maze, and like I said, hired and fired builders constantly so that no one knew how this thing was put together but him.
Well, it was very
Should've been the
similar
first one.
design to like the Winchester Mansion.
Right.
It had staircases that led to nowhere, doors that opened to brick walls,
Yep.
rooms that had doors you could only open from the outside. It was a crazy place.
And a dungeon in the basement, pretty much.
Yeah, torture chambers in the basement, gas rooms where he would just gas people and then have little windows that he would watch them die through.
Yeah, he had specific rooms for specific types of torture. I mean, it wasn't like, okay, I'll use this room for the gas room and the, torture room. He had specific fucking rooms. I mean, this guy thought it all out. That's what fascinates me more than anything is how he went and, built this fucking thing and how he went about it. And nobody took a clue that, hey, something's going the fuck wrong here.
Yeah,
I mean, why would you have gas pipes coming in through a wall and shit like that,
And not only that, but he had like chutes that went directly to the basement all over the place so he could dump bodies like fucking straight down. He had, what was it he had? He had apartments and shit on the third floor.
Well, he built the place as a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he the bottom floor he rented out to businesses. So he would have like, you'd have your like your local businesses or whatever on the first floor. And then he had the second floor was like the fucked up floor. That was like if you wound up on the second floor, you probably weren't making it the fuck out of there. And then the third floor, like he had apartments and he'd rent out rooms. And like you were saying, Matt, it was like a hotel because they think that during the World's Fair, he killed a shit ton of people. Because they can only nail him to like, I think it's 9 murders. But they think he killed upwards of like 200 people.
Yeah, well, every time, after he was caught or whatever, he was constantly changing his story. Like, sometimes he'd confess to a certain number, and then he'd confess to a different number, and then one time he said he didn't kill anybody, and he was innocent, and he just changed it up, and he'd actually sell his confessions to, like, publications and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That would pay him, like, a ton of money. And, like, each time he confessed, it was different.
On the documentary, I think they said 9. Wikipedia, I think it's up to 26 or something that are confirmed, but I don't know which one has it right.
But they almost all say upwards of around 200 is what they think he killed. And he would sell the fucking skeletons to the local universities and shit. Like, this guy was a fucking creep.
How the fuck didn't they catch on to that shit? Somebody goes
like
missing.
The 1800s.
I know, but a young girl goes missing. His secretary, for God's sake, or his mistress or whatever, goes missing. And then a week later, oh, I have a female skeleton for sale. How the fuck didn't they catch on to that shit?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I know it was the 1800s, but people weren't stupid back then.
Well, he started out pulling insurance scams where he would take life insurance policies out on people and then still like cadavers and like have all these like body parts like, oh, they blew up, they're dead, and he would just murder them and dispose of the body. And he was like making money that way. Like, they wouldn't catch on that, like, this guy's collected on like 20 different life insurance policies.
Well, they did. Well, you got to remember too. They didn't have the record keeping back then that they do now.
Right, there was
everything
no
wasn't
interwebs.
on demand. You couldn't, you definitely couldn't, like cross reference this from this city to this city. And he definitely, once he started moving around, I like when I was watching the documentary, I was surprised that a dude was actually able to catch him, or not catch him, but find out where he had dumped all the bodies. And that dude was named Frank Gear. And I want to note for the record, my mother's maiden name is Gear.
Ah.
So I may be related to Mr. Frank Gear. I do not know. It's a total possibility. Just want to lay that out there.
Calling bullshit is in your blood, Chris.
That's right.
See?
I should be going across the world looking for fucking serial killers. That's what I'm saying. No, I shouldn't. But yeah, and he also Holmes wasn't like a big dude. He was really sly, and he had a definite forked tongue, so to speak. But he used a dude named Peitzel for his muscle. Like this dude would go around and fuck people up and help him out. And they're pretty sure that Peitzel knew what was going on with everything. Until he tried to pull one of the insurance scams. And I guess he was in, what was it? He was in jail with a dude.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name right off.
I can't remember the dude's name right off. I got the thing up and I can't fucking find it. But he was in jail with this dude. Oh, Hedgepeth.
Yeah, Hedgepeth.
Because he promised Hedgepeth when he was talking about this insurance scam about collecting life insurance without killing somebody. That was the whole thing at first.
Yeah, he was going to fake his own death.
Right. And then collect the money for it. So he figures it all out, tells Hedgepeth that he'll send him some money. I can't remember exactly how much it is.
$500.
$500. He doesn't, because Hedgepeth also sets him up with an attorney who will do all this shit for him. So he doesn't send Hedgepeth the money. Hedgepeth fucking blabs to the cops. And that's basically how they caught him. But he wound up killing Peitzel with he knocked him unconscious with chloroform and then set his body on fire. And then, collect...
Well, then they found out later on that he administered the chloroform after the death, so if it came up, he couldn't be charged with murder, and it would look like suicide. The dude, thought it out to that extent.
And see, the thing was...
even took the family on the run with him.
Right, well, here's the thing. That's the thing that I was getting to, is he had the wife convinced, Peitzel's wife, who had been... they had been in his life for a while. Her and her kids and him for quite a while. And he had convinced her that they were going to do this life insurance scam, that she was going to get this money, and he actually did give her some of the money, didn't he?
I don't remember that.
But he collects the money, tells her he's got to take one of the girls or two of the girls and one boy, because they had 5 kids all together. On the run, he's going all over the fucking U.S., and eventually the kids get fucking killed. He fucking kills them. And like I said, Hedgepeth, blabs, gets him caught. Frank Gear, could be my relative, wink wink, nudge nudge, finds the bodies. He goes to jail, starts giving all these wacky fucking confessions like Matt was saying. He did it, he didn't do it, he did it to this many people, no, this many, he did it this way, it was up, it was down, it was sideways, I don't fucking know. Crazy motherfucker is who this guy was. But...
Well, one of the interesting things I find about him is he was, the serial killer, but he was also an expert con man.
Yeah.
And he would interweave the two different things together.
Oh, and he was really...
Con men usually don't kill people.
Well, because they want to keep a low profile.
Right.
And adding that into it kind of knocks it up a little bit. But, it really was one of those situations where the time kind of allowed it. Because nowadays you couldn't do that to that degree in one spot and get away with it.
I don't know. What I find the most fascinating about this guy is the detail. I mean, he planned it down to every fucking detail. Even when he killed Peitzel, he went to Philadelphia to do it because the fucking insurance company was in Philadelphia, presumably so he could get the money faster, I mean, that's how detailed out this guy planned everything. And of course the house, and he had the girl that was traveling with him, Peitzel's daughter, writing letters to her mother the whole fucking time, as if she's going to go back to her mother. Look, he never sent the letters and killed the girl in the end and the boy, or 2 girls and a boy. I mean, so this guy, he just fucking had an amazing mind, if you think about it. I mean, take away the killings and the con shit. It's just, I think we talked, in the last show that we didn't record us, and he could have done some great shit.
Yeah, he could have been an amazing human being had he taken a different route.
Yeah.
It would have been a completely different human being. He could have been a humanitarian. He could have done great things. Just an amazing mind. The way he thought things out. I mean, and even they said that in the documentary. Quite a few of the people. He could have done amazing things. But instead, he fucking wanted to just kill people for whatever
just amazing.
reason.
Yeah, it's amazing the way the guy's mind worked. How he could, in his mind, like when he built the fucking castle thing, how he had, in his mind, planned all this shit out. He's the only one that had the plans. He fired and hired people so that nobody knew what was going on, and he put a door here so that, it wouldn't lead anywhere, but,
if you try to escape, you're screwed.
Yeah, it was just fucking amazing at how this guy, without, help from the internet or the stuff we have nowadays, how he could go about doing this. And he did it all over the fucking country too. It wasn't like he just stayed in Chicago and did this. He went to Philadelphia. He was in St. Louis. I think he was in Texas.
Well, yeah, he was wanting to build another facility in Texas. And something happened. I don't remember what, but he wasn't able to do it. I think he had to go on the run or whatever, but had he done this in Texas, he would have probably been busted in a hurry.
He would have probably been shot dead before he was ever convicted of anything. But no, he had inherited some land from 2 sisters down in Texas. Of course, I'm sure it was a scam. He inherited it, and then he ended up, killing them.
And that was another part of his big scam was, the dude was constantly like marrying women under false pretense. Like he had like 4 or 5 wives at the same time.
He had 3 at the same time. But interestingly enough, he didn't kill any of his wives. Those are the only people that, he would never kill, which I also found fascinating. His mistresses, he did away with all them.
Oh, yeah. Fuck them.
If you actually made, I said
Loose
this to
lips
Chris
sink ships there, fuck it, Steve. When it's a wife, they're in for the long haul.
And they're pretty damn sure, though, that his wives didn't know about each other and had no clue what he was doing. So to keep it from 3 different, wives, that's amazing. But, the only way to survive this guy was to actually make it to the fucking altar, apparently. Because if you didn't make it to the altar, I mean, because he had asked a lot of women to marry him. And, if you didn't make it to the altar, you might
fucked.
as well fucking kiss your ass goodbye.
You're totally fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fascinated, and it was one of those things I kind of watched on a whim. I was interested in it. I'd heard about it, and I kind of wanted to look into it a little more, but I just, sat down and decided to watch it, and I asked Steve to take a look into it, and he was fucking like, yeah, all in after he'd seen it.
Yeah, it was one of the few documentaries I actually sat through the whole thing and was intrigued the entire time. Because that doesn't happen very often. Usually I'll fall asleep or I'll get bored or I'll play with Facebook or some bullshit while I'm watching this shit. But this time I turned the computer off. Once I started watching it, and it's like, holy fuck. I was amazed at what this guy could do.
Yeah, he definitely fucking pulled some bullshit.
And what even amazed me more is you finally picked one that Marsha and I could watch together, and she actually enjoyed.
Oh,
so,
and as if I give a
and she had
shit
seen
about
it before. That. I didn't know that.
She had seen it before?
I do. Yeah, she had watched it before,
Whoa,
which I didn't know. Yeah, because she likes serial killers and stuff. Well, not likes them, but
Matt, we can only hope that we wake up one morning to man in cowboy hat found.
Yeah. Another thing about H.H. Holmes is he also made repurposed pallet furniture and items and loved spam.
Did he drive? No, they didn't have Volkswagens back then,
No,
did they?
no Volkswagens. You can't fucking have your dream of, being the reincarnated serial killer from the 1800s.
Damn it. Did you guys have a favorite room?
No,
I know that's kind of demented, but
I did not have a favorite room.
I liked the furnace.
me too.
Was,
That was my favorite.
and the reason I liked it is because it was, I think it was a glass making furnace or something. That's what he told people, but actually burned people in there. So it's pretty cool.
Just a sick fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Just a total sick
And the
fuck.
chutes, the fucking body chutes. They weren't laundry chutes. They were fucking body chutes.
Yeah, just body shoots so he could dump bodies into the fucking basement. That's a quick way to do it.
The guy's building them,
Can you imagine fucking working in the lower fucking part of that, being a person who was working in one of the stores or whatever, and all of a sudden you hear this.
Damn, that Holmes, man, he's got a lot of fucking laundry.
My question is, why haven't they turned this into a major motion picture?
I think there was a movie done about it.
No, there should be
say there
something
was.
done like really.
It would be, like a
In-depth.
really wicked horror movie.
Yeah, it's some pretty sick shit. I'm pretty sure,
I
like
mean, no offense to the families, of the deceased, but you didn't fucking know him anyway. So fuck off.
Saw would probably be the closest thing. Like Saw 1 and 2, because after that, I had no interest.
Yeah.
Not really, anyway. Anyway, Steve, you got any news?
Yes, sir. From the mirror.com, .co.uk. I'm just going to call it the Mirror from now on
That's fine.
because everybody now pretty much knows it's .co.uk.
Yeah, if you're not going there for your daily news, you've been living in the dark ages.
The links are
I know.
The links are below, people, below the YouTube video on YouTube.
I have to give credit, that's what a good news person does. So I have to name where it came from, but
Because you're a good news person.
yes.
Do they also fumble through their stories?
Wait a minute. Wait. Steve, would you, like Tom Brokaw, have called out of work sick if they were covering Trump every day?
I would have probably hung myself if I were
Maybe
Tom.
he was really sick of hearing about Donald Trump.
Mickey Vermooch said spirits were coming through thick and fast, one after the other. And what was he talking about? Well, Hollywood star Elizabeth Taylor appeared to Mickey and breathed on his neck, he claims. A paranormal expert has claimed to have made contact with Elizabeth Taylor's ghost. Mickey Vermooch, 63 from Scarborough, says he crossed the Hollywood legend's ghost during a paranormal investigation while filming an episode of My Big Fat Gypsy Psychic, an upcoming TV show.
My Big Fat Gypsy Psychic.
That is the name of the show. But Mr. Vermooch, I've seen a picture, is skinny, so I don't know. Mr. Vermooch, known affectionately as Gypsy Boy, says
That's not an affectionate term, I promise.
it's what the news article says. Says
Come
Taylor.
on, see the amazing Gypsy Boy.
He says Taylor breathed on his neck while visiting Pinewood Studios in Buckinghamshire. Did I do good, Richard? Buckinghamshire? Where the next James Bond film named
When you can
Spectre-
pronounce that fucking town that weatherman did, then you're fucking golden, you bitch. Until then, you bow down to the weatherman.
I'll bow down to the weatherman because I'm sure I'll never be able to do it. Speaking after his encounter, he said, I had no idea where I was being taken to do the paranormal investigation. Mickey says he was chilled by his psychic encounter. The spirits were coming through thick and fast, one after the other. It's like they can't bear to leave the place. And the psychic also claims to have come across the ghost of Vivian Lee.
Why were they there?
I don't know. Maybe it says later in the story.
Because
I don't-
the dude's a fucking liar.
Yeah, duh. Elizabeth Taylor, the Stars Ghost, was in Pinewood Studios, according to the
Hey, listen,
paranormal
diamonds are forever, and I guess
investigator.
so is Elizabeth Taylor.
His discoveries have even spooked the TV show's director, Ike Kahn. Mr. Kahn said, "I'm a born skeptic, but what Gypsy Boy said and did was wonderful."
Ike Turner? Did he smack a bitch?
He also spoke of a distraught maid at the turn of the century who had hanged herself from the first floor window because she was pregnant. We knew about that beforehand, but it was superb.
What's love got to do?
I must say, I am now more of a believer now after ever.
But are you a believer?
A believer? I'm a believer.
You're a believer?
I'm a believer.
Yeah. Matt, we have that on. Yes, I am recording. Look at that.
You know, I actually will admit I'm not a fan of Justin Bieber's music. I'm just a fan of
No. Wait a minute. Whoa.
Cannot end that sentence in a moral way.
I can. And you have to admire the kid. Not now.
What?
Not now.
So you admire a young boy, is what you're saying? You like
Yes.
to admire Justin Bieber.
Steve, sit down. Have a cookie.
Just like Oprah Winfrey.
Would you like some lemonade?
What were you gonna do
No,
with that
Oprah
6-pack of beer and those condoms?
Oprah Winfrey came from nothing, right? And
I'm not a fan of his music, but I would like to blank him in the blank.
Oprah Winfrey came from nothing and became a
How did we get to
superstar.
Oprah
And
Winfrey?
Just because I'm getting there. Became a bazillionaire, right? You know, so I admire people who do things like that. Well, Justin
Bieber made a YouTube video and was discovered by freaking whoever.
and it's inspirational. That's all I'm saying.
How is that inspirational? He got
Because
the golden ticket. He didn't do anything.
He made a YouTube video.
He was marketed by a community of musicians to make money off of the kid.
Right.
It's working. Like, good for them. But he didn't do anything.
Well, he sang a song and he got discovered. I mean,
Yeah,
he
little
came from
kids
nothing.
sing
There
songs
wasn't
on
a lot there.
YouTube videos.
Where's Ike Turner when we need him?
I'm just saying you can go from nothing and achieve great things. Not that Justin Bieber has achieved anything great except a paycheck, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's an excellent role model, Steve.
I just find it
All
inspirational.
the different times he's been arrested and like smarted off to the courts and, you know.
I'm not talking now. I'm talking when he first was discovered. You know?
He's
From
talking.
Westward.com.
He's talking about when he was that svelte young boy. Matt.
Yes, that smooth-skinned little boy.
Why? Why do I even open my fucking mouth? That's what I want. From Westward.com. Bigfoot, Yowie, and Yeti. A store opens to fund Sasquatch research. We knew it would happen. We have bears, we have mountain lions, and guess what? We have Bigfoot, says Michael Johnson, a founding member of Sasquatch Investigations of the Rockies, who just opened the Bigfoot, Yowie, and Yeti store at 2346 South Colorado Boulevard,
Excellent.
if you're in the area. Johnson's fascination with Bigfoot started 25 years ago. I found some footprints out by Pikes Peak on a Thanksgiving holiday break that went places I didn't expect them to go.
The men's bathroom.
I don't know what that means.
I found out that I had a wide stance.
I started following them into a canyon about 800 feet deep because, believe it or not, I used to go down into places by myself a lot.
And by canyon, I meant a man's asshole.
One morning I was down there and I came face to face with a male Sasquatch.
I doubt it was face to face.
Well, it wasn't quite face. Turning when he heard some rock slide, Johnson says he saw Bigfoot standing about 20 yards away. So not quite.
Fully erect.
Johnson is one of 10 professional Sasquatch investigators researching and documenting the presence of Bigfoot in Colorado. And he's not alone in having a close encounter with these creatures. Each team member has a Sasquatch story and has witnessed some sort of proof. Of course they have. He says, dermal ridges can be seen in a handprint, which are not visible in that of a human. And I've lost my spot. I was doing so fucking good.
Great news, people.
Before he met Ron Peterson, another member of the SIR investigation.
Johnson and Peterson.
Mm-hmm. I never made that connection, but now I did. Thanks, Matt. The evidence, the same route, Johnson says. The evidence just started piling up after a while. That evidence includes photos of handprints, footprints, and even Sasquatch sightings, as well as recorded wood knocks taken during the team's overnight expeditions. The public has become fascinated with this proof, and Johnson and his team often take people into the woods to experience the fear cage. I don't know what the fear cage is, but that sounds fun. I can show you real things and what to look for. Things in the forest that don't lie. Johnson
You come out of the fear cage and they go, listen, as long as you say no homo, it's okay.
Yeah.
What's
this hole in the wall for?
When people come off, when people come on these trips, they get put into the fear cage when they're faced with something they didn't really think was real. People act differently in the fear cage. Some cry or leave or never want to go again, but some believe.
I've never heard of the fear cage.
If you don't agree with this guy, you get put in the fucking fear cage.
Yeah.
He locks you in a fucking...
And you're going to like it.
I believe.
Like, who
Bring
wants
out
to
the gimp.
Like, leaving out
by the way,
PTSD. Like,
I believe, and I did go to Mr. Johnson's website, and he's I believe, a habituator. So leaves gifting.
Does he look like Rex Kwon Do too?
I don't know what he looks like, but oh, by the way, they have a Sasquatch statue at their store. I guess it's like really big and shit. And if you buy it, it's named Frank, by the way. If you buy it, they'll throw you a Bigfoot party, and he'll bring Frank to your house and tell Sasquatch stories.
Ooh.
Hey, I love you. You're an awesome, handsome, good squatcher. You're like number one in the world.
Not that Johnson.
Oh.
That is the news, fellas.
Oh. That's great. Have you been able to contact Mr. West?
Just Mick Vermouth.
Oh.
Was it Vermouth? Was that how it was?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
What the fuck?
Maybe we shouldn't have recorded this one.
Yeah, no shit. This has been episode 88 of the Fortean Slip. If you like this shit, hit the thumbs up button. If you do not, hit the thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Go visit Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and at youtube.com/Dred Funn. Check out Richard's blog at wherever the fuck it is. It's underneath in the links. And for the record, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a hobby. And I just wanted to state that because I was told that recently.
Even after, 25, 30 years?
Yeah, just a hobby.
It's
just a hobby.
Oh, Bigfoot Crossroads.
Yes.
Don't forget that one.
.com.
Oh, God.
That fucking asshole.